Moose Jaw Warriors for the first time since 2006 are going to the WHL final. What's the feeling like for you and the guys in that dressing room right now?
Just excitement. I think it's such a tight group, and we've said it all along. They just don't want to let each other down. So whether you give up a tough goal late there or you get scored on early, like a couple of games ago, there's just nothing that phases this group. They're just destined for big things, and we saw it here tonight.
What was for you guys as coaches? What was it like when you saw Lakovich's shot go in? I think they didn't realize it gone in, but what was it like that moment when it went in?
I was just hoping he was going to put it there. We talk about especially overtime. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just needs to get there. And when you're playing with Atlee Calvert and he goes in the net like he does, you can't go wrong just putting it there. So again, Lack knows what to do in overtime games. He's shown that, but just all kinds of excitement.
You've talked about your punch back in this series and really all playoffs for the most part. How would you say your punch back was, I guess, when you guys gave up that goal late in the third and were able to bounce back early in overtime?
Yeah, I think it was another great example of just that. That's, you can talk all you want about the emotional ups and downs in playoff time, and, you try to prepare for that before playoffs start, but to go through it, you feel like you have the game under control. Lack gets that breakaway to try to make it 3-1, and they come down and score. I mean, that's it's deflating. It's hard, but when you train all season long, how to handle that adversity, and just it's a mentality. It's a mentality that you have a decision to make. It's to punch back, and that's what this group does.
Do you have any special speech to the guys in overtime, or was it pretty calm in the room?
No, it was calm. At the end of the day, there's nothing that I need to say to inspire this group. I think you do that over the course of the season. We know what we need to do to be successful, and our identity of races and battles and punching back when we need to, and attacking, climbing above. It's just all the same thing. And this time of year, it's all reminders. You make little tweaks here and there in terms of what the other team is doing, but it's about us and playing a certain way, and circumstances don't change that.
It's not easy to come back when you're down 3-2 in a series, back-to-back overtime wins. What has the resilience of this team throughout the season done in preparing them for these last two games?
Yeah, we talked about that. When it was 3-2, and we thought we had played some pretty good hockey. But again, you draw from the past, and we went through a pretty tough time in and around Christmas time, where we were working, we were competing, we were playing the right way, but we were losing some games that we weren't happy with. I think we had lost 5 in a row, something like that, Kamloops, Kelowna, and we talked about it at the time that sometimes you work as hard as you can, you compete, you do all the right things, and it still doesn't work. But the decision has to be made. You're just going to keep popping up and punching back, and that's how you train for this, and it's working out right now.
6 out of 7 games going to overtime as a player. Have you ever experienced that, or in your coaching career? And then I guess part 2 is how does that either refill or drain that kind of emotional bank account, or that team sort of morale or energy level? Yeah,
I've never been around anything like it, to be honest, but I haven't watched it or been around it, but when you're going through it, it's you talk about it as we got through the series here a little bit, but again, I think the fatigue side of things, it'll kick in maybe tomorrow a little bit, but again, I think that's just a mentality. You're tired if you tell yourself you're tired, and you're ready to go if you tell yourself you're ready to go, and I know we'll be ready to go on Friday.
What did you make of how your goalie Unger played today?
That was his best game of the series, no question. And last game, you could say the same thing. I thought he looked calm, he looked confident, and you watched him in the crease tonight, and you just watched him compete. Goaltending is no different than a player with a puck battle along the boards. You need to be close to the ice, competing, doing it hard, and Jackson did that in the crease tonight and gave us a chance.
What does this mean for the community? First time since 2006.
It's unbelievable. If you saw the send-off that we had heading to Saskatoon, I know it caught the players off guard. We talk about how much it means to Moose Jaw, and the support that we get throughout the years, even in the years when we're just starting the build. They're there and they're positive, and to see it now and how excited they are, and whether it was the celebrations here or even just talking to people around town after a tough loss. They care. It means something to them, and that's what makes it special.
I guess a lot of people over seeing on I know some talk radio that this WHL series might be the greatest one of all time. I know for me it is the greatest one I've seen in 25 seasons, and I'm sure the Warrior fans are going to say that because you guys won that, and the Blades maybe not, but they might reflect on it later on. I just thoughts on that. Do you think what are your thoughts about this maybe being the greatest series ever?
Well, I think that'll be something that we'll reflect on in the summertime for sure. I think it's got to be up there. I mean, it feels like it was a heck of a series, but as much as you say before playoffs start, you want to enjoy it and be in the moment and really enjoy the process. So much of it, you don't really have time to enjoy it. Whether you lose a game or you win a game, it's, turn the page and you're looking to, where can you be better the next day. So, where this ranks in terms of a series altogether, we'll talk about that in the summertime, but we got to start preparing for Friday.
What are your thoughts on Portland?
They're fast. We had a heck of a game. It might have been just in terms of an overall hockey game, the best one of the year when we were in Portland. Just two good teams playing fast, skill, competing. We said at the time, wouldn't it be fun if we were heading back here to do it again, and here we are. So I know they're well coached. They'll be prepared, and they have all kinds of skills. So just looking forward to the challenge.